When the Queen came to the throne, Britain and the world were still coping with the privations and aftermath of the Second World War, and still living by the conventions of earlier times. In the course of the last 70 years, we have seen our society become one of many cultures and many faiths.
What King Charles just did will leave you speechless. Palace insiders are in panic as bombshell news rocks the royal family to its core. You won't believe what's happening behind closed doors right now. This could be the end of everything we know about the British monarchy. Royal experts are calling it the most devastating blow in royal history.
Join my dear late Papa. I want simply to say this. Thank you. Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years.
The decision that's about to be announced will change everything. The very concept of royal abdication brings with it layers of constitutional complexity that most people never consider. When King Edward VIII abdicated in 1936, it created a constitutional crisis that required new laws and international agreements across the British Empire. The formal process involved not just Buckingham Palace, but Parliament, the governments of Commonwealth nations, and centuries-old legal frameworks that had never been tested in the modern era. According to constitutional experts, any major royal announcement would follow established protocols refined over decades of careful planning. The palace's communications team, working with government officials, would coordinate the timing and language of such statements with remarkable precision. Every word would be considered not just for its immediate impact, but for its historical significance and legal implications. Modern royal announcements typically occur through multiple channels simultaneously. Official statements are released through the Royal Communications Office, major news organizations receive advance briefings, and social media platforms ensure global reach within minutes. The speed of modern communication means that what once took hours to spread across the British Isles now reaches every corner of the world almost instantaneously. The role of the media in covering royal news has evolved dramatically since Edward VIII's time. In 1936, British newspapers maintained a voluntary silence about the King's relationship with Wallis Simpson for months. Today's media landscape operates under no such restraints. 24-hour news cycles, social media platforms, and international reporting mean that royal developments become global news within moments of their announcement. Royal correspondents, many of whom have covered the monarchy for decades, represent a specialized field of journalism. These reporters understand the subtle language of palace communications, where phrases like scheduled procedure or continued reflection carry specific meanings within royal protocol. Their expertise becomes crucial during major announcements, as they help translate formal palace language for the general public. The immediate aftermath of any significant royal announcement involves multiple levels of response. Political leaders must craft carefully worded statements that balance respect for the monarchy with constitutional considerations. Religious leaders, particularly within the Church of England, would need to address any implications for the established church. International allies and Commonwealth nations would coordinate their own responses through diplomatic channels. Public reaction to royal news often reveals deep connections between the monarchy and national identity that many people don't fully recognize until moments of change. Polling data consistently shows that major royal events create temporary increases in support for the monarchy, regardless of the specific circumstances. This suggests that moments of transition often reinforce rather than weaken institutional bonds. The constitutional framework surrounding royal decisions reflects centuries of evolution in British governance. Unlike absolute monarchies of the past, modern constitutional monarchy operates within strict legal boundaries. Any major decision by the sovereign must align with established law and often requires parliamentary approval. This system ensures that personal choices by royal family members don't destabilize the broader constitutional structure. Historical precedent plays a crucial role in how royal decisions are understood and implemented. Edward VIII's abdication created legal frameworks that remain relevant today. The Abdication Act of 1936 established procedures for voluntary departure from the throne, while also clarifying succession laws and the role of Commonwealth governments in such decisions. The palace staff who manage royal communications represent some of the most experienced professionals in public relations and constitutional law. These individuals understand that royal announcements affect not just public opinion, but financial markets, political stability, and international relationships. Their approach to major communications reflects this understanding through careful timing and coordination with relevant government departments. Security considerations around major royal announcements involve multiple agencies working in coordination. The Metropolitan Police, MI5, and other security services monitor potential threats and public reactions. Past experience with royal events has shown that even positive announcements can attract unwanted attention from various groups, requiring careful security planning. The international dimension of royal news reflects the monarchy's continuing role in global affairs. Commonwealth nations maintain constitutional connections to the British Crown that require careful coordination during times of change. Former colonies with historical ties to Britain also pay close attention to royal developments, often viewing them through the lens of their own national histories. Technology has transformed how royal announcements reach the public, but it has also created new challenges for palace communications teams. Social media platforms can amplify both accurate information and speculation within minutes. The palace has developed sophisticated strategies for managing digital communications, including verified social media accounts and partnerships with major platforms to combat misinformation. The economic impact of royal news often surprises those who view the monarchy purely in ceremonial terms. Major royal events typically affect tourism, media revenues, and even currency markets. The wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton in 2011 generated hundreds of millions of pounds in economic activity. Conversely, negative royal news can have measurable economic consequences for businesses connected to royal tourism and merchandise. Legal experts who specialize in constitutional law often find themselves in high demand during major royal announcements. These scholars help explain complex constitutional principles to both the media and the public. Their analysis becomes particularly important when royal decisions intersect with political developments or require legislative action. The psychological impact of royal announcements on the British public reflects deep cultural connections that extend beyond politics or religion. Research in social psychology suggests that monarchical institutions provide continuity and stability that many people value, even when they don't actively support royal policies. This explains why major royal changes often produce stronger emotional responses than might be expected in a democratic society. International royal families often coordinate their responses to major British royal news, reflecting both diplomatic courtesy and shared experiences of constitutional monarchy. European monarchies, in particular, understand the challenges of balancing tradition with modern expectations. Their responses to British royal developments often provide insights into broader trends affecting monarchical institutions worldwide. The role of Parliament in royal decisions reflects the careful balance between tradition and democratic governance that defines modern Britain. While the monarch retains certain prerogatives, major decisions affecting the crown typically require parliamentary consideration. This ensures that royal choices align with broader constitutional principles and maintain public legitimacy. As we consider how such momentous announcements unfold, it becomes clear that the machinery of modern monarchy represents far more than ceremonial tradition. The careful protocols, legal frameworks, and communication strategies that surround royal decisions reflect centuries of evolution in constitutional governance. Understanding these processes helps explain why royal announcements continue to capture global attention and why they matter beyond their immediate impact on the individuals involved. The intersection of personal choice and constitutional duty remains one of the most fascinating aspects of modern monarchy. Unlike private citizens, members of the royal family must consider how their personal decisions affect institutional stability, international relationships, and national identity. This unique position creates pressures and responsibilities that most people never experience, making their decisions subjects of intense public interest and constitutional significance. The role of a constitutional monarch in the modern era represents one of the most complex balancing acts in contemporary governance. Understanding the weight of these responsibilities requires examining both the historical evolution of royal power and the intricate web of constitutional duties that define monarchy in the 21st century. When we consider the pressures that might influence major royal decisions, we must first understand what constitutional monarchy actually means in practice. Constitutional monarchy, as it exists in the United Kingdom today, emerged from centuries of gradual evolution rather than sudden revolution. The system represents a careful balance between democratic governance and traditional authority, where the monarch serves as head of state while elected officials exercise political power. This arrangement places unique demands on the sovereign, who must navigate between personal inclinations and constitutional duty, between family considerations and national interest. The constitutional framework within which the monarch operates is both extensive and restrictive. According to constitutional experts, the sovereign possesses significant legal powers on paper, but limited freedom to exercise them independently. The royal prerogative encompasses areas such as foreign affairs, defense, and national security, yet these powers are exercised almost exclusively on the advice of ministers who are accountable to Parliament. This creates a situation where the monarch bears ultimate constitutional responsibility for decisions, while having minimal control over their substance. Modern constitutional scholars describe the monarch's position using the phrase, "The crown reigns but does not rule." This principle, established over centuries of political development, means that while the sovereign holds formal authority, actual governance rests with elected officials. The monarch's weekly audiences with the Prime Minister, the granting of royal assent to legislation, and the formal opening of Parliament all represent this careful separation between ceremonial authority and political power. The daily reality of royal duty involves a constant stream of constitutional obligations that most people never consider. State papers require review and signature, ambassadors must be received, honors need approval, and ceremonial functions demand attendance. These responsibilities continue regardless of personal circumstances, health considerations, or family matters. Constitutional experts note that the accumulation of these duties, while individually manageable, creates a relentless schedule that few other public roles require. Historical precedent plays a crucial role in understanding how royal responsibilities have evolved. The transformation from absolute to constitutional monarchy didn't happen overnight, but developed through specific crises and gradual transfers of power. The English Civil War, the Glorious Revolution of 1688, and subsequent constitutional developments established principles that continue to govern royal behavior today. Each precedent created expectations and limitations that future monarchs inherited, along with their constitutional roles. The relationship between personal conviction and constitutional duty has challenged monarchs throughout British history. Unlike elected officials who can retire from politics, monarchs typically serve until death or abdication. This lifetime commitment to public service creates unique pressures, especially when personal beliefs conflict with governmental policies, or when family circumstances require difficult choices. Constitutional law provides frameworks for handling such conflicts, but these situations often require careful navigation of unwritten conventions and precedents. Royal prerogative powers, while limited in practice, retain constitutional significance that affects how major decisions are made. These ancient powers, derived from the medieval concept of royal authority, include the appointment of ministers, the granting of honors, and the conduct of foreign relations. Modern usage of these powers follows strict conventions, but their existence means that the monarch remains a constitutional actor rather than merely a ceremonial figure. The concept of ministerial advice represents one of the most important constraints on royal power in the modern system. Constitutional convention requires that most royal actions follow advice from ministers who are responsible to Parliament. This system ensures democratic accountability while preserving the constitutional structure of monarchy. However, it also means that the monarch must formally approve actions they may personally oppose, creating potential tension between individual conscience and constitutional duty. International obligations add another layer of complexity to royal responsibilities. As head of state for multiple Commonwealth realms, the British monarch must consider how decisions affect relationships with other countries. Constitutional changes in one realm can have implications for others, requiring coordination between different governments and legal systems. These international dimensions mean that major royal decisions often involve diplomatic considerations beyond domestic constitutional requirements. The psychological impact of bearing constitutional responsibility deserves consideration when examining royal decision-making. Research in leadership psychology suggests that positions involving ultimate responsibility for institutional stability create particular stress patterns. The knowledge that personal choices can affect constitutional stability, international relationships, and national identity creates pressures that few people experience. Mental health professionals who study high-pressure roles note that the combination of constant public scrutiny and grave responsibility can affect decision-making in complex ways. Legal scholars have extensively debated the theoretical limits of royal power in crisis situations. While constitutional conventions normally constrain royal action, emergency circumstances might theoretically require independent royal judgment. The monarch's role as guardian of the Constitution could potentially justify actions that contradict ministerial advice in extreme situations. However, such scenarios remain largely theoretical, and modern precedent strongly favors following established constitutional procedures even during crises. The evolution of constitutional monarchy continues in response to changing social expectations and political developments. Recent decades have seen increased transparency in royal finances, greater parliamentary oversight of royal activities, and ongoing debates about the scope of royal prerogatives. These changes reflect broader trends toward democratization and accountability in public institutions, but they also affect the personal experience of serving as monarch. Family considerations intersect with constitutional duty in ways that create unique pressures for royal decision-making. Unlike other public figures, monarchs must consider how personal choices affect not only their immediate family, but also the institution of monarchy itself. Decisions about succession, family roles, and personal relationships all carry constitutional implications that extend far beyond private family matters. The comparison with other constitutional monarchies provides insight into different approaches to balancing royal duty and personal circumstances. European monarchies, such as those in Sweden, Norway, and the Netherlands, have developed various mechanisms for managing royal responsibilities while accommodating human needs. Some have formal provisions for regency during periods of incapacity, while others have modified succession laws to reduce pressure on individual monarchs. Constitutional experts continue to debate how the system might adapt to address the inherent tensions between personal welfare and institutional requirements. Proposals for reform range from minor adjustments to constitutional procedures to more fundamental changes in how royal duties are structured. These discussions reflect growing recognition that sustainable constitutional monarchy requires balancing institutional needs with human limitations. The burden of constitutional monarchy extends beyond formal duties to include the constant awareness that personal choices carry implications for national and international relationships. Every public appearance, statement, and decision becomes a matter of constitutional significance. This level of scrutiny and responsibility creates an environment where normal human considerations must always be weighed against broader institutional needs. Modern constitutional theory recognizes that effective monarchy requires not just adherence to formal procedures, but also consideration of the human elements involved in governance. The most robust constitutional systems are those that acknowledge the personal costs of public service while maintaining necessary institutional functions. Understanding these dynamics becomes crucial when examining how major royal decisions develop and why they matter beyond their immediate constitutional effects. The intersection of duty, tradition, and personal welfare remains one of the most challenging aspects of contemporary constitutional monarchy. As we examine how these pressures might influence significant royal decisions, it becomes clear that the constitutional framework provides structure, but cannot eliminate the fundamental tension between individual human needs and institutional requirements. This ongoing challenge shapes not only how monarchs approach their roles, but also how societies understand the balance between democratic governance and traditional authority. The decision-making processes within royal families operate under entirely different pressures and constraints than those faced by ordinary families. When constitutional monarchy intersects with family dynamics, the resulting complexity creates unique challenges that few people outside the institution can fully comprehend. Understanding how major royal decisions develop requires examining both the formal constitutional framework and the informal family consultations that shape these choices. Royal families operate under succession laws that have evolved over centuries, creating legal frameworks that govern not just inheritance, but also family responsibilities and obligations. The current succession system, established through Acts of Parliament dating back to the early 1700s, determines who bears constitutional responsibility and in what order. These laws create a hierarchy of duty that affects every member of the royal family, establishing clear expectations about roles and responsibilities that extend far beyond ceremonial functions, the succession to the crown. Act of 2013 modernized many aspects of royal succession, including the elimination of male preference primogeniture and restrictions on marriage to Catholics. However, these changes also highlighted how deeply succession laws affect family relationships. When legal frameworks determine which family members hold what responsibilities, every decision about duty, service, and personal choices becomes a matter of constitutional significance rather than simply private family concern. Modern constitutional scholars note that royal family decision-making involves multiple levels of consultation that balance formal constitutional requirements with family considerations. Unlike business decisions that might involve board meetings or government decisions that go through cabinet processes, royal decisions must consider both institutional stability and personal welfare. This creates a unique dynamic where family conversations become constitutional consultations, and personal choices carry implications for the entire institution. The principle of subsidiarity applies in royal decision-making, where those closest to the situation often have the best understanding of the relevant factors. Family members who work closely together on royal duties develop insights into each other's capabilities, limitations, and personal circumstances that formal advisors might not possess. This intimate knowledge becomes crucial when considering how various decisions might affect both individual family members and the broader institution. Constitutional experts emphasize that royal family consultations differ significantly from ordinary family discussions because they operate within established protocols and legal constraints. Every senior member of the royal family holds constitutional positions that create formal obligations alongside their family relationships. When family members discuss major decisions, they must consider not just personal preferences, but also their duties as constitutional office holders and their responsibilities to the institution they represent. The concept of collective responsibility extends to royal families in ways that create unique pressures during decision-making processes. Unlike elected officials who can resign from their positions, royal family members typically serve for life once they assume constitutional roles. This permanence means that decisions about duty and service carry different weight because they cannot easily be reversed or modified. Family discussions about major changes must therefore consider long-term implications that extend far beyond immediate circumstances. Historical precedent plays a crucial role in how royal families approach decision-making. The abdication of Edward VIII in 1936 established both legal frameworks and family memory about the consequences of major constitutional decisions. Subsequent generations inherited not just the constitutional procedures for handling such situations, but also the emotional and institutional memory of how such choices affect family relationships and public perception. The involvement of extended family members in royal decision-making reflects both constitutional requirements and practical necessities. Senior royals who undertake public duties develop understanding of the pressures and demands that such service entails. Their perspectives become valuable when family members face decisions about continuing or modifying their roles. This creates a consultation process that combines personal support with institutional knowledge. Privacy considerations significantly complicate royal family decision-making processes. Unlike ordinary families who can discuss major life changes in private, royal families must consider how their personal decisions will become matters of public interest and constitutional significance. This awareness affects both what can be discussed and how such discussions take place, creating additional pressure on family members who must balance transparency with the need for private consultation. The role of professional advisors in royal family decision-making creates another layer of complexity in family discussions. Constitutional experts, private secretaries, and legal advisors provide formal guidance that must be integrated with family perspectives and personal considerations. Managing the relationship between professional advice and family consultation requires careful coordination to ensure that both constitutional requirements and personal welfare receive appropriate attention. Generational differences within royal families add another dimension to decision-making processes. Older family members bring experience and institutional memory, while younger members may have different perspectives on duty, service, and personal fulfillment. These generational perspectives must be balanced when considering major decisions that will affect the institution's future direction and the personal lives of individual family members. The international dimensions of royal family decision-making reflect the monarchy's role across multiple Commonwealth realms. Major decisions affecting the British royal family can have constitutional implications for other countries where the monarch serves as head of state. This international aspect means that family consultations must sometimes consider diplomatic and constitutional impacts beyond the United Kingdom, adding complexity to already difficult discussions. Medical considerations in royal family decision-making involve both personal health concerns and constitutional implications. When health issues affect a monarch's ability to fulfill their duties, family discussions must balance personal welfare with institutional stability. The constitutional frameworks for regency and delegation of powers provide formal mechanisms, but implementing these requires family consultation and coordination that goes beyond legal procedures. The emotional dynamics of royal family decision-making cannot be separated from their constitutional implications. Family members must navigate personal relationships while fulfilling public duties, creating situations where personal loyalty and institutional responsibility may conflict. These emotional considerations affect how family consultations develop and how decisions ultimately emerge from the process. Modern communication technology has changed how royal families conduct their consultations while maintaining security and privacy. Video conferences, encrypted communications, and coordinated scheduling allow for family discussions that would have been difficult to arrange in previous generations. However, these technological capabilities also create new considerations about security and confidentiality that affect how sensitive discussions take place. The timing of royal family consultations often depends on external factors beyond family control. Constitutional crises, health emergencies, or political developments may require rapid family consultation under circumstances that don't allow for extended discussion. This creates pressure to have established communication patterns and decision-making frameworks that can function effectively even under time constraints. Legal and constitutional constraints mean that some aspects of royal decision-making cannot be delegated or avoided through family consultation. Certain duties and responsibilities attach to constitutional positions, regardless of personal circumstances or family preferences. Understanding these constraints helps explain why some royal decisions seem to develop regardless of apparent family opposition or concern. The documentation and record-keeping aspects of royal family decision-making reflect the institutional nature of these consultations. While family discussions remain private, the decisions that emerge from them often require formal documentation and constitutional implementation. This creates a unique situation where private family conversations lead to public constitutional actions that become part of historical record. The support systems available to royal family members during major decision-making processes include both family resources and institutional assistance. Professional counseling, medical support, and legal guidance are available alongside family consultation, creating a comprehensive framework for addressing the complex personal and constitutional issues that arise during major decisions. Understanding how royal family decision-making actually works requires recognizing that these processes operate simultaneously as family consultations and constitutional procedures. The unique pressures created by this dual nature explain why royal decisions often take considerable time to develop and why they carry such significant weight once announced. The intersection of personal choice and constitutional duty creates challenges that few other families ever face, making royal decision-making processes both fascinating and uniquely complex. Major royal decisions create ripple effects that extend far beyond the borders of the United Kingdom, touching constitutional frameworks, international relationships, economic systems, and diplomatic structures across multiple continents. Understanding the full scope of these implications requires examining how constitutional monarchy functions within the complex web of modern international relations, and how decisions made in one constitutional system can affect dozens of other countries and millions of people worldwide. The constitutional implications of significant royal decisions extend across 14 other Commonwealth realms, each of which maintains the British monarch as head of state while operating as fully sovereign nations. This unique arrangement creates a complex constitutional framework where a single decision can trigger parallel processes in multiple countries, each with their own parliamentary systems, legal traditions, and political cultures. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, and 11 other nations must navigate the constitutional implications of royal decisions through their own legislative and legal processes. The Commonwealth realms represent a constitutional arrangement that has no parallel in modern international relations. Unlike federal systems where constituent parts share a common government structure, these are completely independent nations that happen to share a head of state. This arrangement creates both opportunities and challenges when major constitutional decisions arise. Each realm retains complete sovereignty over its own affairs, yet all are connected through shared constitutional principles and ceremonial structures that can be affected by decisions made elsewhere in the system. Legal scholars who specialize in Commonwealth constitutional law note that major royal decisions often require coordinated responses across multiple legal systems. The succession laws that were updated in 2013, for example, required parallel legislation in all Commonwealth realms to ensure consistency in the line of succession. This process demonstrated both the complexity of coordinating constitutional changes across sovereign nations and the continuing relevance of shared constitutional traditions in an increasingly fragmented international system. The diplomatic implications of royal decisions extend beyond formal constitutional relationships to encompass the broader framework of international relations. The British monarch serves not only as head of state for 15 countries, but also as head of the Commonwealth, a voluntary association of 56 independent nations representing over 2 billion people. This dual role creates diplomatic considerations that go far beyond traditional bilateral relationships, affecting multilateral institutions and international organizations that span multiple continents. Commonwealth relationships represent a unique form of soft diplomacy that operates alongside but separately from traditional government-to-government relations. Royal visits, ceremonial functions, and shared institutions create networks of connection that can facilitate cooperation on issues ranging from trade and development to climate change and security cooperation. Major changes in royal arrangements can therefore affect diplomatic relationships in ways that extend far beyond formal constitutional structures. The economic implications of royal decisions often surprise observers who view monarchy as primarily ceremonial. However, the reality is that constitutional stability, institutional continuity, and international confidence all have measurable economic effects. Financial markets pay attention to constitutional developments in Commonwealth realms, particularly in countries where political stability and institutional arrangements affect investment decisions and economic planning. Currency stability in some Commonwealth realms reflects, in part, confidence in institutional arrangements that include constitutional monarchy. While most economic factors operate independently of royal considerations, major constitutional changes can affect investor confidence and market perceptions in ways that influence currency values, bond yields, and investment flows. This is particularly relevant for smaller Commonwealth realms, where constitutional stability represents an important component of overall political risk assessment. Tourism represents another significant economic dimension of royal influence. Commonwealth realms benefit from royal tourism, ceremonial events, and international attention that generates economic activity across multiple sectors. Royal visits, jubilee celebrations, and major ceremonial events create substantial economic benefits for host countries, while ongoing royal connections help maintain international profile and tourist interest that supports long-term economic development. The media implications of major royal decisions reflect the global reach of modern communications and the continuing international fascination with constitutional monarchy. Royal news travels instantly across international media markets, affecting public opinion, political discussions, and cultural conversations in dozens of countries simultaneously. This global media attention can influence political developments, public policy discussions, and cultural debates in ways that extend far beyond the immediate constitutional implications. International broadcasting, social media platforms, and digital communications mean that royal announcements reach global audiences within minutes of their release. This immediate global reach creates both opportunities and challenges for managing the international implications of royal decisions. Coordination between different media markets, cultural sensitivities across diverse populations, and varying political contexts all require careful consideration when major announcements are planned and implemented. The cultural and symbolic implications of royal decisions affect how millions of people understand their relationship with historical institutions, national identity, and international connections. For many people in Commonwealth realms, royal connections represent links to shared history, cultural traditions, and international community that operate independently of political or economic considerations. Changes in these relationships can therefore have cultural and emotional impacts that affect public opinion and political sentiment in complex ways. Generational differences in attitudes toward monarchy and constitutional arrangements create additional complexity in how royal decisions are received internationally. Younger populations in many Commonwealth realms express different attitudes toward constitutional monarchy than older generations, creating political dynamics that can influence how governments respond to royal developments and how these responses affect domestic political considerations. The precedent-setting implications of major royal decisions extend beyond immediate constitutional effects to influence how similar situations might be handled in the future. Constitutional monarchy operates largely through precedent and convention, meaning that decisions made in one situation often establish expectations and procedures that guide future circumstances. This precedent-setting function means that major royal decisions often have implications that extend well beyond their immediate effects. International legal scholars study royal decisions as case studies in constitutional law, institutional adaptation, and international coordination. These analyses contribute to broader understanding of how constitutional systems adapt to changing circumstances and how international legal frameworks accommodate diverse national arrangements. The academic and legal implications of royal decisions therefore contribute to ongoing development in constitutional theory and international law. The timing and coordination of international responses to royal decisions require sophisticated diplomatic and constitutional planning. Government responses must be coordinated across multiple time zones, political systems, and cultural contexts, while maintaining consistency with constitutional requirements and political necessities. This coordination challenge demonstrates the complexity of managing international relationships when constitutional arrangements span multiple sovereign nations. Regional variations in response to royal decisions reflect different political cultures, constitutional traditions, and historical experiences within the Commonwealth. Caribbean nations may respond differently than Pacific Island nations, while countries with large indigenous populations may have different considerations than those with more homogeneous populations. These regional differences create additional complexity in managing the international implications of royal decisions. The role of opposition political parties in Commonwealth realms adds another dimension to international responses to royal decisions. Government positions on royal matters often become subjects of political debate, creating situations where royal decisions can influence domestic political considerations in multiple countries simultaneously. Opposition parties may use royal developments to advance Republican arguments or to criticize government positions on constitutional matters. International Republican movements often coordinate their responses to royal developments, using major announcements as opportunities to advance arguments for constitutional change. These movements operate across national boundaries, sharing strategies and coordinating messaging in ways that can amplify the political implications of royal decisions. Understanding these Republican networks helps explain how royal decisions can trigger political developments across multiple countries. The economic development implications of royal decisions affect long-term planning and investment strategies in Commonwealth realms. Countries that depend on royal tourism, ceremonial events, or international profile associated with constitutional monarchy must consider how changes in royal arrangements might affect their economic development strategies. This is particularly relevant for smaller nations, where royal connections represent significant components of their international economic relationships. International investment decisions sometimes factor in constitutional stability and institutional arrangements when evaluating political risk in Commonwealth realms. While most investment decisions focus on economic fundamentals and political stability, rather than constitutional arrangements, major changes in royal relationships can affect perceptions of institutional continuity that influence long-term investment planning. The educational and academic implications of royal decisions extend to universities, research institutions, and educational systems across the Commonwealth. Constitutional law programs, political science departments, and international relations scholars all study royal decisions as examples of constitutional development and international coordination. These academic analyses contribute to broader understanding of constitutional monarchy and its role in modern international relations. Security and defense cooperation among Commonwealth realms sometimes involves coordination that reflects shared constitutional arrangements, while defense relationships operate primarily through government-to-government agreements. Ceremonial and institutional connections associated with constitutional monarchy can facilitate cooperation and coordination that supports broader security relationships. The environmental and climate change implications of royal decisions reflect the growing importance of international cooperation on global challenges. Royal influence on environmental initiatives, Commonwealth cooperation on climate change, and the symbolic importance of royal environmental advocacy all create considerations that extend beyond traditional constitutional and political relationships. Looking toward the future, the long-term implications of major royal decisions will likely depend on how effectively constitutional monarchy adapts to changing international circumstances, evolving public expectations, and emerging global challenges. The flexibility and resilience that have characterized constitutional monarchy throughout its historical development will continue to be tested as international relationships evolve and new generations assume leadership responsibilities. The success of constitutional monarchy as an international institution will ultimately depend on its ability to remain relevant and effective in addressing contemporary challenges while maintaining the stability and continuity that represent its core constitutional functions. Major royal decisions therefore carry implications not only for immediate constitutional and political considerations, but also for the long-term viability of constitutional monarchy as a form of government in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. The global impact of royal decisions demonstrates the continuing relevance of constitutional monarchy in international relations, even as traditional forms of authority adapt to modern circumstances. Understanding these implications requires appreciating both the formal constitutional relationships that connect Commonwealth realms and the informal networks of culture, history, and shared experience that continue to influence international cooperation and understanding across national boundaries.